It's October, so I'm wearing a mask. But it's not the only reason I'm wearing a mask today. I think today is a good time to talk about something that I've struggled with a bit in my life, and that is imposter syndrome. So if you're unfamiliar with imposter syndrome, I have a definition for you. A psychological pattern in which people doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent, often internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. And I think to a certain extent, everybody experiences this some way or another. I think artists and writers have the hardest time of it. Mostly because when you're creating something, you put your heart and your soul into it, and then you might think, wow, this is really good, but then you go back and you learn something else and you come back to it again, you're like, wow, this is really crappy and it sucks. And that can change, that opinion of your own work can change overnight. And so then because of that, we tend to seek outside validation that our work is actually good and not just this thing that we think might be good, but also might just be crap. And I think that can lead to that intense fear that what if I'm saying I'm a writer, what if I'm saying I'm an artist, and somebody finds out that I'm actually really crappy at it, and what if I've been lying to everyone? You know? And I think the same thing can happen, like, when you go to, an event where you're supposed to be such and such thing. This happened to me when I went to a C.S. Lewis colloquium. I was there as a student presenting a short story I wrote. And everyone else at the conference was either like a Lewis scholar, Tolkien scholar, one of the other Inkling scholars, or like really good, like really, really good at what they did. And so standing there among all of those really smart people, I was like, what am I doing here? I didn't feel like I should be there. Which is strange because I had gotten the same invitation they all gotten, the invitation to read my work. But I didn't feel like I belonged in that group. And I felt like a faker. I felt like I didn't know enough about C.S. Lewis or Tolkien to be there, and the entire point of being there was to learn about C.S. Lewis and Tolkien. And I think there's certain masks that we put on when we go to be in certain groups. When I'm wearing my writing mask, I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm a writer. I can tell you everything about plot, 3-act structure, outlining, not outlining, building a platform, being an agent. I can tell you all sorts of things about that. But then as soon as we're out of that situation, I kind of sit there and I'm like, I haven't had a book published yet. I am working with a literary agency, but I'm not representing my own clients yet. I know a lot about writing, but everything that I know about writing I learned from other writers, so do I actually know that stuff about writing? And I feel like an incredible imposter. I feel like I'm really bad at whatever it is I'm doing, like I don't belong. Which I also, part of me knows, Jory, that's stupid. You do belong. This is, you studied this for the past at least 4 years of your life with great passion and fervor, right? So, if I've already devoted 4 years of my life to becoming better at this, it must mean something, you know? But I get this strange feeling that sometimes maybe I'm just lying to everyone, and that is imposter syndrome. So if you've ever experienced imposter syndrome, it's okay. You're not alone, and you're also probably not an imposter. There's probably work that we all need to do in order to continue getting better, but having work to do doesn't make you a faker. It doesn't make you bad. It just means that there's stuff that you can always do to improve, and that's the case with every single writer. Even people like J.K. Rowling and Stephen King, who are household names in the writing world, even they have stuff they can improve on, I'm sure of it. Everybody does, and they're probably their own worst critic as well, just like all of us. So Get out there. Ignore that imposter syndrome. Take off that stupid mask. Well, not that this mask is stupid, but take it off. Be yourself. And allow yourself to just be you in whatever circumstance you're in, because whatever circumstance you're in, you're not an imposter. You're there, and you're there for a reason and for a purpose. And somebody else saw potential in you and thought that you belonged there. Until next time, I'll see you then. If you like these videos, like and subscribe and share with your friends. And make sure to turn the notifications bell on so that you get notified every time I post if you are subscribing and following me. And leave a comment about sometime that you felt imposter syndrome, or encouragement for somebody else going through imposter syndrome, or something that you've done that has helped as you go through imposter syndrome. And I will see you next time. Bye!